chosen ones. Your silence is breaking them. They cannot believe you never contacted them again. This is not an accident, and you must hear this with your whole heart, because something powerful is unfolding behind your silence that you did not even realize at first. Your silence is not weakness, it is not avoidance, it is not fear, it is a divine separation that I have allowed for your protection and your elevation. Those who once had access to you are now feeling the weight of your absence, and it is shaking them in ways they cannot explain or control. What you are witnessing is the beginning of a shift, a breaking of old patterns, and a revealing of truth that was hidden when your presence was still available to them. Stay with this until the end, because what I am about to unfold will help you understand why your silence carries more power than your words ever did. Type Amen if you feel this truth in your spirit. They thought you would always return, always explain, always reach out, always make things right. But this time you did not, and that is what is breaking them. Your silence has removed the comfort they once had in taking you for granted, and now they are forced to face themselves without your presence, softening the truth. This is not about revenge. This is not about punishment. This is about alignment and awakening. I have stepped in and drawn a line that they cannot cross, and your silence is the boundary that now speaks louder than any conversation ever could. What they feel is not just your absence, it is the loss of something they never valued correctly when they had it. If this is speaking to your soul, take a moment to like this video, because it helps this reach someone who needs this confirmation today. You have been wondering if you did the right thing, if you should have said more, if you should have explained yourself, but I am telling you now that your silence was the instruction I placed within your spirit. You felt it deeply, that quiet knowing that said, do not respond, do not chase, do not reopen what I have already closed. That feeling was not confusion, it was clarity, and it came from me. I protected you from cycles that would have drained you, delayed you, and distracted you from where I am taking you. What feels like distance is actually direction. They cannot understand how you moved on without reaching back, because they believed they still had control over your attention. They believed your heart would always leave a door open for them, but now that door is closed, and they are standing outside of it without answers. This is where realization begins for them, and this is where freedom begins for you. Your silence is forcing a shift that words would have never accomplished. It is teaching them what your presence truly meant, and it is teaching you your own worth in a deeper way than before. Type 777 if you trust my timing in your life. You were not meant to carry people who refuse to grow with you, and your silence is the release that had to happen. I saw the weight you were carrying, the way you kept giving, the way you kept hoping things would change, and I stepped in because you deserved more than repeated disappointment. This silence is not empty, it is filled with purpose, healing, and restoration. While they are trying to understand your absence, I am rebuilding your strength, your confidence, and your identity. There are things I am doing in your life right now that require peace, and those connections could not remain if that peace was to grow. Your silence is creating space for new blessings, new clarity, and new direction. It may feel strange at times because you were used to being available, used to being present, used to being the one who reached out. But that version of you has completed its purpose. You are stepping into a new level where your energy is protected, your time is valued, and your presence is no longer given freely to those who cannot honor it. They are watching from a distance, confused by your stillness, trying to understand how you became so quiet. But what they do not see is the work I am doing within you. You are not silent because you have nothing to say. You are silent because you are aligned with something greater. Your growth does not need to be announced. It is revealed through your absence. Where you once spoke, you now stand firm. Where you once explained, you now move forward. Where you once waited, you now walk in purpose. Do not feel guilty for this silence, because it is not hurting you, it is healing you. It is separating you from what could not go where you are going. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey, and not everyone is meant to walk with you into your next season. Some were only meant to know a version of you that no longer exists. Your silence is the confirmation that you have outgrown what once held you back. This is not a loss of connection, it is a correction of alignment, and I am guiding every step of it. What once felt familiar is now distant, and that distance is necessary for the new strength rising within you. There was a time when you would have broken this silence just to ease the tension, just to make things feel normal again, but you have grown beyond that version of yourself. Now you feel a deeper restraint, a calm refusal to return to what no longer serves your purpose. That shift did not happen by accident. It happened because I placed wisdom inside you. I gave you the ability to recognize what drains you and what builds you, and now you are choosing differently. That choice is what is changing everything around you. How are people moving from financial stress to more comfortable lifestyles so quickly? A CIA-linked study suggests a simple 7-second brain ritual may influence how people respond to opportunities. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, this method is helping individuals improve daily life. Many are now stepping into dream homes, upgrading to luxury cars, and taking luxury vacations. But this page could be deleted at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. They are replaying moments in their mind, thinking about what they could have done differently, trying to understand how things reached this point without warning. What they do not realize is that there were many quiet signs before the silence came. There were moments when you felt unheard, unseen, or undervalued, and those moments built up until the only answer left was distance. You did not disappear without reason. You withdrew because your spirit could no longer ignore what it felt. That inner truth was my voice guiding you toward protection. Type 1111 if you are stepping into alignment. You may still feel the urge to check in, to see how they are, to break the silence just to feel that connection again. But I am asking you to stay where you are. This is where your growth is being strengthened. Every time you resist the pull to go back, you are choosing your healing. Every moment you remain steady, you are proving to yourself that you are no longer controlled by old patterns. This is how transformation becomes real, not through words, but through consistent action. They cannot believe that you have not contacted them again because they underestimated the depth of your awakening. They thought your kindness meant you would always return, always forgive without change, always remain available, even when it cost you your peace. Now they are facing a version of you that has boundaries, a version that values itself, a version that understands its worth. That realization is difficult for them because it removes the comfort they once had in your presence. Do not confuse their confusion with your responsibility. You are not responsible for explaining every decision you make, especially when that decision was necessary for your well-being. There are times when silence is the clearest answer, and this is one of those times. Your silence is not an absence of care, it is an expression of self-respect. It is the boundary that says you will no longer accept what once hurt you. Type 1212 if you trust in Jesus. I am working in the space you have created, filling it with peace, clarity, and renewed strength. This silence is allowing you to hear me more clearly, to feel my presence more deeply, and to understand your path with greater certainty. When noise fades, truth becomes easier to recognize. When distractions are removed, purpose becomes clearer. This is why I have allowed this distance, because it is bringing you closer to who you are meant to be. There is a difference between loneliness and solitude, and what you are experiencing now is not emptiness, it is preparation. I am teaching you how to stand strong without relying on others for validation. I am showing you that your value does not come from who stays or who leaves, but from who you are in me. This understanding is building a foundation that cannot be shaken by temporary connections or changing circumstances. They are beginning to see what they lost, but this is not about their realization, it is about your elevation. What they recognize now should have been recognized before, but your journey is not meant to move backward to accommodate their timing. You are moving forward according to my plan, and that plan does not include returning to what has already been released. Your silence is closing chapters that cannot be reopened. There are blessings ahead that require a stronger version of you, and that strength is being formed in this very moment. You are learning to choose peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, and purpose over attachment. These choices are not always easy, but they are necessary. Each step you take in this direction is bringing you closer to the life I have prepared for you. Do not let doubt make you question what you already know is right. You felt the shift, you recognized the need for distance, and you acted on it. That was not weakness, that was obedience. Trust that I am guiding you even when the path feels unfamiliar. Trust that I am protecting you even when it feels like something is missing. What is truly meant for you will never require you to lose yourself to keep it. They may try to reach out again, they may try to reconnect, they may try to understand what changed, but you must remember why this silence began. It began because something was no longer aligned with your growth. It began because your peace was being compromised. It began because I was leading you away from what could not support your future. Do not forget that. You are not the same person you used to be, and that is a good thing. Growth changes you, it reshapes your priorities, it refines your boundaries, and it strengthens your spirit. This silence is a reflection of that growth. It shows that you are no longer willing to accept less than what you deserve. It shows that you are ready for something better. Stay grounded in this season, because it is preparing you for what comes next. I am not removing things from your life without purpose. I am making room for something greater. What is ahead of you requires clarity, strength, and peace. And that is exactly what this silence is building within you. You are not being left behind, you are being led forward. I am using this stillness to refine your heart, to strengthen your discernment, and to teach you how to stand firm without needing constant reassurance from others. This is not just distance from people, it is closeness to purpose, and that purpose is unfolding step by step. There was a time when you would have tried to fix everything, when you would have carried the responsibility of keeping connections alive, even when they were draining you. Now you are learning something different, something stronger, something that aligns with truth rather than fear. You are learning that not everything is yours to fix, not every silence needs to be broken, and not every ending needs to be reversed. This understanding is what is setting you free, even if it does not feel like freedom every moment. Why are experts saying this brainwave discovery might soon be removed from the internet? A top neuroscientist has shared CIA-linked findings about a 7-second ritual that may influence financial awareness. Verified by 4 neuroscience labs, this technique is helping people move toward improved lifestyles. Many are now living in dream homes, driving luxury cars, and enjoying luxury vacations. But access to this information may not last long. Click the link in the description and comments before it vanishes. They are still trying to understand your silence, still wondering why you chose not to return. But their confusion is not your burden to carry. Your journey is not meant to be explained to those who could not see your worth when you were present. There are lessons they must learn without your voice guiding them, and there are realizations they must reach on their own. Your absence is part of that process, and it is doing more than your words ever could. Type 2222 to receive miracles. You may feel moments of doubt when memories come back, when you remember the good times, when you feel the pull of familiarity trying to draw you back. That feeling is natural, but it is not direction. Not every memory is an invitation, and not every feeling is a sign to return. I am asking you to look beyond emotion and stay anchored in truth. The same truth that led you into silence is the truth that will keep you moving forward. There is a deeper peace growing inside you, even if it feels quiet and subtle right now. It is not loud or overwhelming, but it is steady and it is real. This peace is the result of choosing yourself, of choosing alignment, of choosing to walk away from what no longer fits your path. Over time, this peace will become your new normal, and you will look back and realize how necessary this silence truly was. They are beginning to feel the absence in ways they did not expect, and it is forcing them to confront things they avoided before. They are seeing the gaps where your presence once filled the space, and it is making them question what they took for granted. This is not something you need to witness or validate. It is something that is happening whether you see it or not. Your role is not to return and comfort them. Your role is to continue moving forward. Type 1010 to receive blessings. I am strengthening your ability to let go without looking back, to release without regret, and to move forward without hesitation. This is not about becoming distant or cold. It is about becoming clear and grounded in who you are. You are not losing your kindness, you are refining it. You are learning to give it where it is valued and protected, not where it is ignored or taken for granted. There is a shift happening within you that is changing how you see everything, and that shift is permanent. You are no longer willing to settle for connections that confuse you, drain you, or leave you questioning your worth. You are no longer chasing what does not choose you. This is growth, and it is powerful, even when it feels quiet. Do not be surprised if you start to feel lighter, if you begin to experience moments of clarity that were not there before. That is the result of releasing what was weighing you down. That is the freedom that comes from choosing alignment over attachment. This silence is not taking something from you, it is giving something back to you that you did not realize you lost. They may try to understand you later, they may try to reconnect when they realize what your absence truly means, but you must remain rooted in the truth of why this silence began. It began because something was no longer right for you. It began because your spirit needed something different. It began because I was guiding you towards something greater. You are not being left behind in this process. You are being positioned ahead. While they are looking back, trying to figure out what happened, you are moving forward into what is meant for you. That is the difference. That is the shift. That is the reason why your silence matters so much. Keep trusting what you feel deep within, even when it goes against what others expect from you. That inner knowing is not random, it is guidance. I am speaking to you through that quiet sense of certainty that does not need to be explained. Follow it, stay with it, and let it lead you. There is a new chapter unfolding, one that does not require you to overextend yourself, one that does not require you to prove your worth, one that does not require you to chase what should come naturally. This chapter will feel different, and it will feel right. It will be built on mutual respect, genuine connection, and a deeper sense of peace. You have not lost anything that was meant to stay in your life. What has left was never aligned with where you are going. Trust that completely. Trust that what is ahead of you is better, stronger, and more aligned than anything you have left behind. This silence has taught you to listen inwardly, to recognize the difference between what feels familiar and what is truly right for your spirit. That awareness is a gift, and it is guiding you into a stronger version of yourself that cannot be easily shaken. You are beginning to notice how much energy you once gave to things that were not giving back to you, and this realization is opening your eyes in a powerful way. It is not making you bitter, it is making you wiser.